Hi, I'm Rob King. This is Homebrew number 47, the Bavarian Wheat Kit. Now, I'm recording this drinking the bottled version, which is lovely and carbonated, fabulous head, fantastically clear. This is a clue that this is a good one. Do check it all out. Cheers. This is the Bavarian Wheat Kit from Mangrove Jacks. It is approximately 2 litres of pure liquid malt extract and also a packet of M20 Bavarian wheat yeast. The expected bitterness level is pretty low, ABV at 4.7%, and according to the tasting notes is deliciously smooth and golden in colour, full bodied with aromas of vanilla and banana and a lingering clove aftertaste. We are also going to require a kilogram of sugar or alternatively a beer enhancer. In this case the beer enhancer came free in the Black Friday deal. Woohoo! Beer Enhancer 1 is a blend of liquid malt extract, invert sugar, glucose syrup and has been designed for use with lighter, drier beers such as this one. This is a 23 litre kit, and because we already have 3 litres of liquid, we are only going to need to top up with a further 20 litres of bottled water. Consumables are of course sanitizer and also some food grade grease, which I'm going to use to make sure we get a good seal around the airlock and also the edges of the lid. Equipment is a fermenter capable of holding 23 litres of liquid, a very large spoon, and of course an airlock. We will sanitize everything before we begin, including all the other equipment, which includes a hydrometer, a thermometer, a measuring cylinder and a wine thief. The fermentation temperature of the yeast is between 18 and 30 degrees centigrade. This is a nice wide range that should make it very easy to store and ferment. Before we begin preparations, of course, I'm going to sanitize everything, but I'm also going to measure out 23 litres specifically, so I can make sure that I don't overfill or underfill the final quantity. I'm marking the 23 litre line on the side of the fermentation bucket. This is the liquid malt extract and beer enhancer, both of which are fairly low viscosity liquids, which is going to make transfer into the fermenter much easier than some of the other very sticky and viscous liquids I've used in previous kits. Right, step 1 then. Let's get 3 litres of that bottled water up to a boil. We are combining the boiling water, the liquid malt extract, and the beer enhancer, and giving it all a good thorough mix. We can now add the bottled water to bring the overall volume up to 23 litres. As noted earlier, this actually only requires us to add 20 litres of water, and of course give it all a very good mix. The bottled water had been stored in the garage, which was pretty cold, so I did check the temperature before pitching the yeast. Now this is worth noting that if your water was a higher temperature, it's possible that the temperature's too high. Although not part of the instructions, we're also going to take a gravity reading, so we can just see how much the ABV finally turns out. Fortunately, the yeast has a really high range of temperatures suitable for pitching. Get that food grade grease to just make sure there's a good seal on all the connections around the lid and the airlock, and it's time to seal it all up. Job done, easy peasy. Our original gravity reading then is 1.048. Fermentation got off to a pretty rapid start, with multiple airlock cleanups on day 1 to keep up with the pace. By days 2 and 3, the bubbles came through at a fairly even and steady pace, and then by day 6 it had reduced down to just an occasional bubble. Day 8 was time for cold crash, where I moved it from the kitchen to the garage, where the ambient temperature was around 5 degrees centigrade. There is only a tiny difference in that pressure, it's almost flat. The temperature in the garage today is 4 degrees, so it has been cold crashing a little longer than necessary, but we're at the weekend, so we now have time to move to the oxybar kegs and any remaining probably to bottles. Time to sanitize everything. I'm estimating we're going to get about 16 litres in the 2 oxybar kegs, which leaves us another 7 litres in the bottle, subtracting any trouble left in the bottom of the bottling bucket, of course. I knocked it about quite a bit while moving, so I'm going to leave it for a bit, down with something else, and then come back and transfer. And we're back.
Aroma, fabulous.
Looking good. It's time for transfer, and also a series of mistakes I made with filming, starting with the fact I didn't film the bit where I activated the siphon. Never mind, we are mid-siphoning into the first of the oxybar kegs. This is the old switcheroo into the second oxybar keg and getting the bottling bucket ready, and into the bottling bucket, fitting the tapping head, and we are coming to the end of the siphoning, and you will see quite a dense layer of trub there at the bottom. Cleanup will be next. Yes, onto my least favourite topic, cleaning. A surprisingly thin layer of yeast at the bottom. And just over 8 litres in the bottling bucket. First step is to get rid of some of the air here in the top. So the gas post is red. The gas in. Hopefully that's air out. Same on this one. Gas in. Air out. Got 2 gas regulators to use. This is the first one, but I'm not going to put on the gas post, I'm going to put on the liquid post so that CO2 bubbles up through the liquid to carbonate. So this is going to be our first one. We want to get it up to about 12. So we'll just leave that one alone, and we'll get the other regulator, which is a fancy new regulator. This is my fabulous new Soda Stream regulator, and also new Kegland 360 regulator. Now 10 psi is quite low down here, so I need to remember that. But the same principle applies. I'm going to bubble the CO2 through the liquid. And successfully relocated to the garage undamaged despite my heavy-handedness. At 9 grams per litre we need 72 grams. I've actually come in at 76, just slightly over, but we were slightly over 8, so probably balances out. This is boiled water, sanitised spoon, will help it mix more easily. We'll take a sample for that final gravity reading and get the bottling wand ready. This of course is our brewing sugar, 76 grams. And onto the second mistake, which is time-lapse was set too slow for bottling. However, it was very successful and in this video very quick. Capping, and that's all that was left over. Not bad. Finally we have 9 500ml bottles and 10 330ml bottles. Final gravity then 1.016, which leaves us with an ABV of 4.2 versus an expectation of 4.7%. Nice day.
Solid. Also fine.
Pressure's at about 12. Just going to check it. That's good. Pressure's gone up a bit. It's a little higher. But our pressure's solid. That's also good. Let's see if it's carbonated. That carbonation is great. Clarity is wonderful. Second pour for this one. The aroma is very light and very pleasant. We are looking for something of vanilla and banana, and certainly the vanilla comes through. On to taste then, the most important. Plenty of flavours. Mouthfeel is very light, but there's plenty of flavour that comes through. There's very, very low bitterness, just a little on the aftertaste, but it actually, in the description, it explains the aftertaste is one of clove, and that is exactly it. I'm not sure I would have evaluated that way without that extra information, but once you know what you're looking for, in a very pleasant way, you do get that in the aftertaste. Overall then, this is a very nice quaffable summer drink. It is very light, easy to drink, nice aroma, very light on the mouth, pleasant low bitterness on the aftertaste, lovely carbonation. Cheers everyone, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and we will be back to look at the bottled version to see how that one turned out. Cheers, good health. Ooh, nice carbonation, nice head. Well, good health everybody. This is our bottle carbonated Bavarian wheat. Carbonation has gone absolutely brilliantly. I hope I can get closer with that later. Lovely foamy head. Aroma absolutely spot on. In fact, it's stronger aroma from the bottle. We're going to do a comparison. I've still got some in the keg, so we'll do a comparison later. Aroma is wonderful. It really has come into its own. And you know, I really do get that banana. That's incredible. And a long, lingering, delicious aftertaste. Very smooth, low level of bitterness, light mouthfeel, but really strong carbonation. I am absolutely adoring that. We gave it a bit of extra time in conditioning, 2 weeks in the warm to help build up that carbonation, and then it's been out here in the garage ever since. The temperature out here has been typically pretty cold. It has warmed up a bit today, hence the t-shirt, but has been around about that 8 or 9 degrees. Well, thank you for watching. Let's have a quick shootout and see how they compare. Nuka tap is attached. This is connected all wrong. This is still connected with the gas coming through the liquid line. Really? And flow control's right down. I did run into a bit of a problem here that turned out to be the flow control valve that was either sticky or I over tightened it a little. Either way, I ended up putting a normal valve on here and reducing the pressure a little to be able to use the Nuka tap correctly. However, I do need to go back and have a look at that valve and see if I can fix it. So today we're having a bit of a shootout between the keg fermented version and of course the bottle carbonated version. Let's give them a try. So here we are, this is the keg version and this is the bottle version. And you know, head and colour is very, very close in both. However, carbonation is instantly very different. Really well carbonated in the bottle, actually not so well carbonated in the keg. I wonder if I can just turn the pressure up a little bit to try and get a bit more carbonation in there. Aroma as well. They are very, very close. The basic ingredients are the same. But once again, the bottle carbonated version just comes out a little better. You definitely get a bit of that banana, which I struggle to get with the keg carbonated version. This is interesting. This is the one I expected to be better. This is the one that's turned out fabulous. Wow, on to taste. Well, instantly this is just a little crisper, and I think that is because of the carbonation. The fundamental taste is exactly the same, but this just comes across that a little bit better. Wow, that's an unexpected surprise. Interesting. Lesson learned here, potentially, for keg carbonation. Well, thank you for watching. Good health, everybody. Do please like and subscribe and check out the other videos in the master plan. Cheers. Let's check in on progress with the Homebrew Masterplan. The Bavarian wheat moved through primary, secondary and conditioning as we saw in this video, splitting the batch for the keg and the shootout with the bottle carbonation. I purchased the new Kegland regulator, adding a brand new side project to our planning list. And while in planning, slipped in a brand new cheat code iron brew cider and starting to think about homebrew number 50. What is it that I'm going to do? Something a little special, that's a big number. And I've decided I'm going to do a Punk IPA, which is the very first homebrew number 1 I tried all those years ago. Moving on, the iron brew cider moved into primary and got stuck there. I feel this is going to be a fixer-upper of a video. And that brings us right up to date with this video and starting that side project with the regulator also. So cheers everyone, look out for the Bavarian wheat retrospective and outtakes coming soon, and hopefully, if we can get it off the critical list, the iron brew cider.